So you're DJing at a wedding or a quinceanera or an anniversary party or a company party, and no matter what you do, they won't dance. So, what are some things that you can do? Welcome to Tuesday DJ Gig Tips, brought to you by Vibo, the music planning app. Even got my Vibo hat on today. And boy, Michael's gonna be happy when I bill him for all these videos. I haven't done that in a couple months. I'm about caught up. I'm expanding on the Read the Crowd video I did last week, which I had said I prefer the term playing to the audience. We're doing things like music, of course. We're playing the music we feel like the audience will like, but we're also paying attention to our volume and our lighting and some of the things we may say on the microphone. Someone in the comments section said some things. They said a lot of things, but one of the things they said was, sometimes, no matter what you play, they're all just going to sit there and talk for 6 hours and not dance. What do you do? Well, in the past, I've done a few different things, and I've seen this done at parties that I've been to, where there's not a lot of dancing or no dancing. Sometimes you change up the music. You think, well, maybe I'm playing the wrong music. Let's say that doesn't work. What's the next thing you do? You probably turn it up. You're thinking maybe it's not loud enough. Maybe they need to feel the music more. Something else you could do is maybe turn more lights on. Try to create more excitement in the room. Maybe you get on the microphone and you try to drag people out. And you talk more, or you say something that might encourage them to dance because they're just sitting there and talking all night. Well, there's another way to look at this. The question I have to ask myself in situations like this is, are they engaged? I mean, ultimately, a wedding reception, a quinceañera, an anniversary party, a company party, and other types of social events like this are, by definition, social events. If everyone is talking for 6 hours, guess what? They're being social. They haven't left yet. They're still there. So maybe it's okay that they don't dance sometimes. Maybe it's okay that they engage in other social activities. I used to feel like that my job was to get them dancing. I don't feel that way anymore. And it's not because I don't have the ability to coax people into doing it. It's just simply because maybe that's not the end all. Maybe my job is actually to create ambience with music and lighting at an appropriate volume. Maybe another part of my job is to not do anything that's going to chase anyone away. Right? If the music's too loud, if the lights are in people's eyes and they're painful, and people have to scream at each other to communicate, at that point, maybe they're just going to give up and leave. However, if they won't dance, yet they're engaged in conversation, they're not leaving, they're still there, maybe the music needs to be at a level where they can have a conversation. They don't have to scream at each other. And maybe you can play music that's just cool, that they just like. It doesn't have to be dance music. Maybe you can just play cool stuff. Who knows? Maybe somebody will come out and dance to something you didn't think they would dance to. It's a cool time to try new things. I did it last weekend, as a matter of fact. There was a lull in the evening, and I put on some tracks that I wouldn't normally play because I really wasn't expecting anyone to dance, and a few people perked up and said, "Ooh, this is a great song," went out and danced to it. I had no idea they were going to do that. That was a surprise to me. I didn't chase anybody away with anything I played, you know? So, I don't know. My philosophy on this has changed over the years. And you might still be of the school of thought that dancing is the end all. If they're not dancing, you failed. I don't believe that's true. If you chased them out of the room, you failed. If you made an event end early, you failed because of your music volume, because of the type of music you're playing, because of things you're saying over the microphone, because the lights are causing discomfort, and those kind of things. That's a fail. But if everybody is engaged in conversation for 6 hours or however long the event is and not dancing, you haven't failed. As long as you are there to create ambience. You're there if they need engagement, right? And I've said this before, and I know I'm repeating myself on a lot of this, but, I don't think people watch my videos like the Star Wars saga. They're not watching the first video to the last video. They're checking them out as they find them interesting. So this title is going to be a little different than the other title I may have done. But if they're all sitting around in the audience, their arms folded, staring at you, waiting for you to do something to entertain them, entertain them. Do something. Get them dancing, whatever you got to do. But if they are engaged in other activities such as conversation with each other and they're still there, they're sticking around, create the ambience that enhances that experience. Again, with things like your volume and the type of music that you play. Have you ever done a party where nobody danced? And no matter what you did, they wouldn't come out on the floor. They just sat there all night. And at the end of the night, the client comes up to you and says, "Oh my God, thank you so much. That was amazing." And you say, "Oh, well, I don't know. I didn't feel very good about that. Nobody was dancing." And they say things like, "It wasn't a dancing crowd. That's okay." Well, guess what? By accident, you achieved the goal, which was creating ambience. But that's just what I think. And all this stuff is just kind of my opinion. Any video I do, it's all opinion. I don't really state too many facts here. This is how I feel about things. A lot of people do things different, and that's cool. Always do you. And as always, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.